Welcome everybody to the A Little Less Fear podcast. I'm your host for the show, Dr. Lino Martinez. Oh yeah. Welcome back everybody to the fitness, nutrition, weight loss journey series here on A Little Less Fear podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Lino Martinez. I'm super duper excited to introduce Mr. Aidan Faiella. Did I say your name correct?
Yes, thank you. I'm excited to be here. Even more excited that you pronounced it right. That's
Thank you.
exciting.
You know what? I've never heard Faiella before. So you say it's
Yeah,
Italian?
it's Italian. I'm quite the mutt. Irish, Italian, Scottish.
I'm a mutt myself. Welcome to all the mutts. Thanks so much for your time and for talking to us about your journey here. How long have you been on this journey, and would you call it a weight loss journey, a fitness journey, or a nutritional journey?
Sure. Out of those three, I guess I would call it a weight loss journey. And I want to say, confidently, I've been on it almost my entire life. Um,
Wow.
gr- you know, Growing up, I remember when I was very young, struggling with my weight. I couldn't wear all the other things the kids were wearing because I was always a little pudgier. But my parents were like, "You're gonna lose it. It's fine. It's just baby fat." And
Yeah, that's
you
what
know,
they always
I
say. It's baby fat.
and I grew up, and it just never went away. And it's been really interesting going through like now all the different programs. Like I went through a bariatric program to be where I'm at today, and it's just different, like seeing throughout the years, looking at my life, and it's like a timeline and all the different mistakes that I've made. But I don't really classify them as mistakes. I think they're really just like checkpoints on the journey to get where I am today. So I want to stay confidently like quite a few years quite a few years to be where I am today.
And what's for people that are tuning in for the first time and never heard the term, what does bariatric mean? Bariatric type, what is that?
Yes. So bariatric is basically I don't actually know what the definition of bariatric is, but it's really quite kind of a medical term for the bariatric surgery is like a drastic, basically what the specializing in the treatment of obesity. So
Okay.
clinically obese, it's a medical term. And I that's just what they classify people that are
So
morbidly
you had a
obese.
bariatric type surgery?
Yes. So on July 12th of 2021, I had a VSG, which is vertical sleeve gastrectomy, and they
Wow.
took out 80% of my stomach.
That's pretty recent.
Yeah. Yep. It's just over 1 month. And since surgery, I've lost 30 pounds. And since June 28th, 2021 is when I started my liquid diet for pre-surgical diet.
Mhm.
Um, I've lost 50 pounds since then. So it's been
What?
it's been crazy. Yeah. It's
50
been
pounds with the
yeah.
liquid diet?
Oh no, sorry. 25 pounds and then 30 pounds from surgery. So altogether 50 pounds. That would have been
With,
insane.
so altogether 50 pounds within under 3 months.
Yes.
Wow,
Yep.
that's pretty
Thank you.
drastic. What does it feel like?
Yeah. I don't know. It's so weird. And
Because
my
it's so
fiance,
fast, it's kind of hard to.
yeah, I mean, my fiance says that like I definitely had a little bit of like body dysmorphia because I definitely think that I'm bigger than I am.
Uh-huh.
So I can't really see a difference, but like I posted something on my Instagram page of a photo that I took in the beginning of June and then a photo that I took that day, I think was like last week or something. And I started to cry and I was like, oh my God, I didn't realize that I was getting that bad. And for me, like when I look at the before pictures, I think, oh my God, like I was killing myself and I wasn't even realizing it. And
Hmm.
now I notice myself putting my foot up on the counter to tie my shoe or like, things that I go to the gym and I do cardio and I'm like not tired. And I'm like, okay, like is this working? Like, am I doing
Right.
anything? Because I feel fine. I have a long way to go, but I'm actually already at 50% of my goal. So it's really exciting.
That's amazing. That's
Yeah.
so empowering to you. That's incredible.
Thank you.
So what is your goal?
I mean, I wanted to lose 100 pounds. But now that I look at where I came from, where I am today, being only a little over a month out, it's kind of endless possibilities. I think I was really selling myself short. So I want to lose probably about 60 more pounds, and then work on adding on muscle, you know. So
Uh-huh.
should be
So
exciting.
what's helping as far as like keeping you motivated? What's keeping you motivated to continue?
Yeah, so to be completely honest, there's a couple things, like I want to get off my CPAP. I have obstructive sleep apnea. And that's really what was the catalyst to making me look into these bariatric or weight loss programs
Mm-hmm.
to do something once and for all, for my weight, to make me have a life long term. I'm really just, I'm 28 years old. I'm really coming on. Wow, like I'm achieving so much in my life. I love my job. I own my own photography business. Like I'm doing so much. I don't want this all to be taken away because we don't know what
Right.
happens when you die. And I'm like loving my life. So I
Right,
want
right,
to keep
right,
it
right.
going. That and to be honest, like I'm trans. I've been transitioning for 8 years now, or nine
Mm-hmm.
years. Oh, 8 years. And I'm looking into different surgeries,
Mm-hmm.
and a big obstacle in getting my bottom surgery was my weight, my BMI.
Mm.
And when I look at myself in the mirror, I want to see the man that I want to see, that I've always envisioned. And sometimes my weight is definitely clouded what I want my end result for my life to be. So
Have you ever sat with yourself and kind of closed your eyes and picture that Aiden, what Aiden will look like in the future?
yeah, I'm trying to do it now. I mean, he definitely would have more facial hair, but genetics doesn't love me there. So, yeah,
Or age. Age might get it might get there with age.
maybe we'll see. I'm already losing it on top. So, yeah, it's just, there's something to be said about like the way that your clothes fit. Like before, even the shirt I'm wearing. So this button down was actually in a garbage bag that I was going to bring to my dad when I see him because they live in
Yeah.
Connecticut and I'm in New York. And we were going to go visit and I was going to give this to my dad. I couldn't button it. And now it's like big on me. I
Awesome.
wore a 3X t-shirt and I was realizing that all I was wearing was these $3 t-shirts from Walmart. And there's nothing wrong with that. I love Walmart. I'm just saying like my wardrobe didn't go beyond cheap material that
Mm-hmm.
like I felt gross. And now these shirts fall off of me. My pants fell down at the gas station the other day. It's like, okay. But that's also so validating because like all I want to do is be healthy and be able to do things and be active and like lift weights and do all this stuff and you know be the person that I see when I close my eyes. And I'm getting
Yeah.
there. This is nice.
Excellent. Yes, you are. So what
Thank
do
you.
you do about cravings?
Oh my gosh. It's weird, right? So because I had surgery, like my stomach is 4 ounces. So I can only eat 4 ounces.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Which pre-surgical Aiden would have been like, oh my God, dude, you're gonna starve. But like
Yeah.
post-surgical Aiden, it's so motivating only having 4 ounces of a stomach. I don't know, it's weird.
Uh-huh.
But you have to stop drinking 15 minutes before you eat, and then you can't drink until 30 minutes after you're done eating. So that was a
Otherwise, you're
big
gonna get full of liquid and no
that
nutrition.
and I think it's called like cyclone syndrome or something like that. But it like basically expands your stomach because it tricks you into thinking that you're still hungry because it's pushing all the food out and you're also
Wow.
not absorbing the nutrition that from the
Right.
food that you're eating. um but back to the question of cravings, like
Yeah.
I've been spacing my meals out. I've been reading consciously because I try to stay um, generally under like 25 grams of carbs a day, no sugar, low sugar.
Mm-hmm.
And before I was the type of guy that like something went wrong at work, I would like go to the freezer and grab some ice cream or like,
Mm-hmm.
even like when I thought I was being healthy, like cucumbers with cream cheese, like that is so bad for you in the amounts that I was eating it. So like, I just go to healthier options. I'm Italian, so I love Nutella. And there's this one brand called Good Good, and our local grocery store has it. And there's 11 grams of carbs in a tablespoon, and I think there's like
Whoa.
2 grams of sugar, which isn't as terrible because like Nutella is like 50 grams of carbs. But I'll just like put a little bit of that on a rice cake. But like also, I don't count macros. Like a lot of people are very conscious of counting their stuff. I just keep in mind, okay, that was a little high in carbs, but that was my treat, and then be good for the rest of the day. The secret is if you meet your protein goals, you don't have cravings. Like I'm not craving anything. I go out to restaurants and, my friends get mozzarella sticks and stuff. And, do I want it? Yeah, but I'm not craving it. It's so weird. It's so weird. I've been no sugar for like a month and a half now. So it's just out of my system.
So the bariatric surgery was definitely a success.
It's funny because a lot of people say it's the easy way out. This has been hard as hell. It's probably the hardest thing I've ever done
Yeah,
in my entire
no
life.
surgery. No surgery is the easy way out ever.
No, but it's definitely been great for me. It's interesting because the surgery is not for everybody. It's really not. You have to deal with willpower, and I've been grateful enough, knock on wood, not to have any complications. But it was my magic ticket. I really feel grateful enough to be able to have it.
So how soon before you can start physically working on your body, like going to the gym or exercising and stuff like that?
Yeah, yeah. So my doctor pretty much said take it easy. My 3 weeks post-op, he said that I have to start doing some cardio, getting out there, moving around. So I do the bike at the gym and the treadmill, and I've been now that I'm onto my 5th week out from surgery, I've been doing like some legs and like shoulders and stuff like that.
Right.
I think he said at like 6 weeks I can really start
Okay.
integrating and just slowly adding things on. I used to be able to lift a lot in high school, so I'm kind of used to that, but it's weird because I want to do things the right way, and the right way in my mind is lose the weight first and then really start working on my muscles. But my friend owns a gym up here that I go to, and totally taught me all this stuff about how like even lifting weights like helps burn fat and stuff like that. So it's really
Yeah.
interesting when you like think about your body and what it can do and what you can push it to do. So
What do you do on days where you just don't feel motivated? Because I know I go through that pretty often where sometimes I'm like, oh man, another day, or do I have to work out
mm,
today? And then, obviously once your blood starts pumping, then you start getting some energy. But how do you do it?
I hear you. Today was one of those days.
Oh,
It's rainy here in New York, so I just really, I sit with myself, and two things that I live by, especially coming out of the surgery and going through everything that I've been through in my life. Um, it's okay to stall, but it's not okay to stop.
mhm,
So I understand that a lot of this surgery and this phase of transition in my life is really mental. So I need to respect my mental health. If I'm not feeling like going all the way to the gym, I have to walk the dog twice around the neighborhood. I have to be disciplined because I think a lot of weight loss and fitness, discipline has to be one of your main goals, right?
mhm,
Like you have to be ready to do this. You have to be ready to change your life. It's a lifestyle change. So,
mhm.
whenever I feel bored, I, pull up a picture of myself on my phone, and I'm like, do I want to be that guy again? I still need to work. I'm not there yet. So my answer is probably going to change if you ask me this in a year, but like
I
at
would
this
love to
stage,
interview you in a year and see where we're
hell,
at. That would be
heck yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, for sure. That would probably, I hope I look very different.
I'm sure you already do. When I was
Thank
looking
you.
at your
Thank you.
pictures, I was like mind blown. That's why I reached
Thank
out
you.
to you. I was like, what? I have to interview this guy. That's really
Thank you.
motivating.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
So then what kind of advice can you give people that are, let's say, struggling to keep motivated? There's sometimes where there's some people that can work out for a little bit and then they'll take like 6 months off and they just don't have the energy or they don't want to, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what can answer them, but you being where you're at right now, what kind of advice would you give somebody if they're just like, hey man, I just don't have that motivation?
Yeah, I'm very much so an understanding person, but I'm also a tough love type of person. So I think that, I would ask for permission to be honest, and then, just tell them, listen, kind of like what I just said, it's okay to stall, but it's not okay to stop. You deserve like you've come so far, assumingly, like especially if it was someone in my situation where I was morbidly obese. And like I'm always like love your body no matter what type of body type you have, you rock it, girl. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
got this. But, if you're making this journey consciously, then you know that you want to change something. You aren't
Yeah.
happy with where you are. Like,
Right.
keep moving. You know what I mean? Because let me
Yes.
tell you, I have put off getting surgery like this for so long. I have a very good relationship with my mom, and God bless her. She's always like, you're so handsome. You're this, you're that. And I was like, but I'm not happy. And
Right.
she's like, well, let's try this diet. Let's do this, let's do that. And at the end of the day, when you've tried so much, you have no motivation to go on. And
Right.
the only thing that I had in the back of my mind was, you owe it to yourself. If you're
Mm-hmm.
not happy with your life, you're the only person that can change it. So, I mean, it's hard because you can't give advice to people that don't want it. But my advice definitely would be, you owe it to yourself. If you made a decision, you've
Yeah,
come that far.
absolutely.
The decision is 50% of the battle.
Oh, yeah, exactly. For sure. What was your what was your turning point where you're just like, you know what, I gotta get this surgery. I've been putting it off. I mean, what was the fear factor first off?
Oh, geez. I mean, I definitely have this like insane fear of dying. Like, and I don't think it's insane. I think it's actually very rational because no one knows what happens after you die. But like, I just my oldest friend, she and I have been friends for over 10 years. She entered this bariatric program in December. We went out to dinner. Her husband, me and my fiance, and she told me that she was making this decision, and I was like, really? Like, I never thought that she had struggled with her weight, you know what I mean? And I looked into it, and I kind of kept it in the back of my head, and then someone took a photo of me. Like, I'm a photographer, but I'm never on the other side of the camera.
Hmm.
And someone took a photo of me, and I was like, oh my God, I don't look like that in the mirror. So I was like, okay, whatever. I'm still feeling kind of cruddy about it. Then someone took another photo of me. And then coming out of COVID, I work from home. I had to do a wedding for photography, and I couldn't find a shirt that fit. I bought a shirt at button down shirt at Kohl's, and I thought it would fit because it was the size that I was before COVID. And I put it on the morning of, and it didn't fit. And I shoved myself into a button down, and I felt like I was bursting out the whole day. And I was just not happy. And I was looking around, and I was seeing all these people like just looking good and feeling, and
Hmm.
like, you don't know if they feel good, but they're laughing and they're like having
Yeah.
fun. And I was so self-conscious the whole day. That was the catalyst of, no, I need to do something. And did I fall off the wagon even like during my liquid diet? Yeah, like it was hard. But
Yeah.
like, I knew I couldn't feel like that anymore. I just can't.
How long were you on that liquid diet for?
2 weeks was the official liquid diet. But I started weaning myself like a half a week before the 2 weeks. So probably like 2.5 weeks. Um, and it's a liver shrinking diet. So because your liver sits on top of your stomach, so they can get to the stomach easier.
Hmm.
Um, and it was hard. Let me tell you, I'm confident that if I never eat Jello again, I'm okay.
Oh man, I can imagine. So
Yes.
yeah, what consisted of that of that liquid diet? Jello, what else?
Yeah. So you had no sugar, right? So you could eat sugar-free Jello. You could have water, chicken broth, um, vegetable broth, but I didn't like that. And then protein shakes because you have to maintain a level of protein. So, but interestingly enough, a lot of people are just like, "Oh, this is a protein shake. This is okay," or "This tastes bomb for a protein shake." Protein shakes are only ideal if they have 5 grams of carbs or less, because then they'll always have like 1 or 2 grams of sugar. And I found some that taste really great, just protein powder, almond milk, a couple times a day.
Is
It
that
was a
something
very
you're still
long.
doing?
Um, I mean, I will be completely honest, if I wasn't making mistakes, I wouldn't be human. And I'm suffering right now. I noticed this week to get my protein intake. So I have to sit about 80 grams of protein a day. I am not reaching that. So I'm going to move to probably 2 more protein shakes a day. Yeah.
Okay, wow. So basically, if you have enough protein, you're not gonna be having a lot of those sugar cravings.
Yeah, that's pretty much the way it was explained to me. The more protein, the more full your stomach feels. And it's very interesting because, I work with a nutritionist. So um filling your stomach with meaningless carbs and food, and filling your stomach with things that really matter and that actually give your body energy. So I'm moving to I mean, every morning though, I have like a protein shake, and then I make breakfast. And then mid morning, I have 4 ounces of chicken breast, and then lunch, protein shake. then another 4 ounces of chicken breast, and then usually a modified version of whatever I make my house for dinner.
Hmm.
So it's been really weird. Oh, to go back to the craving question, yogurt, Greek yogurt has definitely curbed my craving for
Oh, wow.
things because I have that at night sometimes.
And do you add anything sweet to it, or do you have it plain?
Um, so I actually found out because I used to like vanilla Greek yogurt that has so much sugar in it. So I just do plain Greek yogurt with
It
like,
does. All milk does.
oh my gosh. So like I
Yeah.
just do like I'll cut up one strawberry, two strawberries, or some blueberries. This is pretty vanilla, you know. I'm learning that like it's not about the variety of what you eat, it's about the consistency with what's in what you eat. So
True.
I've
Very
been
true.
trying though.
What about fasting? Did you try fasting?
um No, I mean yesterday actually. So I had a 3 hour meeting that turned into a 4 hour meeting for work. And I try to eat every 2 hours to keep my metabolism going and stuff like that. And I had no chance to eat. And I was only kind of drinking. And then I smoked a cigar
Hmm.
because I'm a big cigar smoker,
Yeah.
just occasionally. And I felt very sick. And that made me
Oh,
realize
wow.
that this, because it was nothing, it was just had an empty stomach. And
Yeah.
it made me realize that at this point in my surgical stage,
Mhm.
I have to be feeding my body and fueling my body. And I
Yeah.
think that goes for every stage of everybody's weight loss. Like fasting can work in some situations if you're doing it safely, but a
Hmm.
lot of people think, oh, if I don't eat, I'll be fine. But you need to keep feeding your metabolism and you need to keep your body going. So,
Yes, you do. What about did you try being a vegetarian or a vegan or anything like that?
so,
Or the keto
um,
diet? Like, did you
I,
try any of those things?
I tried keto like during COVID. Um, I had things at my fingertips though. You know, I had the local Italian restaurant I ordered, you know, lunch from, or it would be easier in the mornings on the days I had to go into the office to get Dunkin' and like, you know, just get food, get food, get food. And my
Yeah.
stomach wasn't telling me I was full. So I was like, why am I doing this garbage? I can just eat this on the go. And so that's why those diets didn't really work for me because
Hmm.
I would try to find things at my local places that I liked that I wanted to get. And then I would just give in
Yeah.
to like the temptation of getting a coffee with all this crud in it
Right,
or
right.
like getting this, getting that. And as far as being a vegetarian, I tried that when I was younger. I like meat. So, and it's a
Yeah.
really good source of protein. So right now, I've been grateful that I can tolerate everything because some people can't tolerate certain things after surgery. Chicken has been my best friend.
Okay,
So
good. Great. Well, geez, this has been a really inspiring interview. Thank you so much for your time, Aidan.
no, thank
Any
you.
last words? Anything you can tell our community, fitness, weight loss community out there as far as like motivation goes?
Well, I would love to revisit this in a year because I'm sure I'll have a very different message. But as for right now, someone who's very early on in their journey, like
Yeah.
yes, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm just not that type of person. It sucks. It's hard. It really is hard. But at the end of the day, you have to really look at it objectively and ask yourself why you're here in the first place. I wrote down um, a note in my phone and I look at it every time I want to give up and every time I want to stop to get something quick that I know I can have or like this, that, the other thing, or like, ooh, I can swallow this. Maybe I can just try. No, I look at that note and it says, stop it, Aidan. You know why you're here. And I'm here because I want to see, you know, life. I want to live. I want to explore. I want to keep going. So I think that anybody that is questioning whether, you know, the right thing for them is surgery or the right thing for them is to join a gym, like this is your sign. Stop
Yes.
questioning yourself and do what your heart tells you. Stop it. You got
That's
this.
amazing.
That's
Aidan, how can
that's it.
people find you on social media?
Sure. So my Instagram handle is AJ Faiella. So that's AJ F is in Frank, Aiella. And on Facebook, it's just Aidan Faiella. Aidan with an A though, because a lot of people spell it with an E. But it's Aidan, Aidan Faiella. So
Thanks so much, Aidan. I can't wait to interview you a year from now when I when I come back to these episodes and just see everybody's changes. That's going to be amazing. You keep going, you keep motivating, and thanks so much for your time.
thank you for having me. I look forward to talking to you. My DMs are ever open if anybody needs a little inspiration. So
Excellent. Thanks so much. You have a wonderful rest of
thank
your
you.
evening now.
You too. Bye.